Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which I'm offering signed copies of on my website, ElliotOracle.com. And if you're on my website, you might also want to check out my card of the day right now because I'm adding excerpts from my new book, Tarot in Love, for each of the posts for the card of the day. So if you're interested in relationship meanings for cards, there's going to be a little bit of those sprinkled in on my website. So check that out and you'll get a little sneak peek of my next book, Tarot in Love. And again, that's at ElliotOracle.com. And it's time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals this week are the otter, the wolf, and the cat. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the optimistic otter, the card says positivity, imagination, and playfulness. An otter is a playful creature. They have to do with fluidity and flexibility. And if you ever watch them swim underwater, they show how you can change course on a dime. If you're attracted to Otter this next week, this might be a time where you want to be flexible and adaptable and also change your course. And also just have a playful attitude towards this next week. It might be a time to let go of some of the seriousness that's been accumulating on your shoulders. And even though there might still be some problems to worry about, it's best to really refocus yourself on what's going to bring you joy this next week. The first card for Otter is where it's best to place your focus. And we actually get the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card of new opportunities, and all aces in the tarot are really good to get. In the case of the Ace of Pentacles, this represents a financial opportunity a lot of times, or a golden doorway of opportunity that will be opening for you. In fact, the card even shows that gateway in the bottom, leading away from the garden. And so you might find that some doorways are finally opening up for you right now if you're attracted to Otter. This is also a time to put your best foot forward with your work, or to create new conditions with whatever it is you do for a living. So I just think that there's something inspiring coming. There's a jolt of new energy, and it's just best to place your focus on your opportunities this next week. The advice from your inner wisdom, however, is the Two of Swords. And this card is a card of in-between. It's not like you're in your last phase of your life and you're not quite in your future phase of your life. You're kind of in this weird limbo place. But for me, the Two of Swords is one of the most magical cards in the tarot. We can see that the woman is blindfolded on the card, meaning that she can't see what's coming next. And yet, look at her pose. She's completely serene. She's meditative. She's calm. And so this could be a time when you're also finding the calm place in the in-between place. The in-between times are where change is happening and when the magic of your life is really coming into fruition. And when I see that Two of Swords next to the Ace of Pentacles, I almost feel like you're gearing up for a new and wonderful opportunity. You have no idea how good this is going to be yet. And you're just needing to, be calm and surrender to the process and allow yourself to be in that middle place for now, because you're not going to be there forever. And then finally, we see that little moon, that crescent on the Two of Swords. So this could be a time as well to trust your intuition, trust your instincts, and also reconnect with your spirit. And the mythic archetype that could be helpful for you if you pick the otter is actually Hygeia. She's the goddess of health. This is a great time to start getting your body in order, or to start making changes with how you're feeling. So if there's something with your own health that needs to get addressed, Hygeia could just say, this is the week to do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. In fact, it's an important time to be proactive with this. And also Hygeia has to do with mental health as well. So this could be a time when you're really kind of cleaning up the cobwebs in your mind and refocusing on where your best opportunities are. What I'm feeling for Otter is that everything isn't perfect yet, but that shouldn't stop you. That instead you really want to have this healthy attitude of accepting the places that are in the middle, that aren't quite brought to that resolution yet, and know that your best opportunities are opening to you right now. Beautiful doorways are opening, and now it's time to walk through them. The second animal is the warrior wolf, and his card says intelligence, instinct, and protection. And for me, the wolf is the teacher of the animal kingdom. It is also the animal that shows by example to the pack what to do or how to behave. And so this could be a time when, if you're attracted to wolf, you're also stepping into the role of a teacher. You're leading by your own example. And if you're wanting to see conditions change in your environment, the wolf could just say that it's time to model the behavior that you're hoping to see around you that might be reflected back to you. And then also the wolf is just about delving into knowledge or even intuitive secrets or things like that. So this could be a time when you're really intrigued by mystery and following through with your own studies into the shadowy places. The first card for Wolf is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we get the Ten of Cups, which is a card of happy endings. And you see the family on the card, and they have this big rainbow above them. And rainbows are symbols for new hope, especially after life's storms. So I get a feeling that you're coming out of a stormy period, but now it's like the world is opening up to you again. And there is a happy ending on the horizon. The Ten of Cups for me is also a card of gratitude. So if you're trying to attract better things, this could be a time where you stop and instead of looking at what you still don't have, really focus on affirming your gratitude for the things that you have accomplished, that you are doing well, and that will make the environment, ripe for even more to come your way. The advice from your inner wisdom is actually the moon. And how interesting, on this card, we actually see a wolf. So we got the dog that's baying at the moon, and then we have the wolf that's baying at the moon. But because wolf is the animal this week, I think that wolf on the moon card is taking special significance. The wolf represents your instinctive animal nature, the part of you that cannot be denied. And the moon represents the things that pull on us. And so I just feel like this is a time to really trust your instincts and also to follow them instead of trying to be too controlled or too practiced or manufactured. It's just time to let things hang out. And the mythic archetype that can help you with that is actually Harmonia. She's the goddess of harmony, and she's also the daughter of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and Ares, the god of war. So this could be a time when you're neutralizing two opposing forces, the wolf and the dog, the civilized self and the raw, natural part of yourself. And it's time to bring both things into harmony. For you to succeed this next week as the wolf, you're needing to have that balance. And then finally, we have the Curious Cat. And this animal's card says independence, spontaneity, and balance. And I just feel for Cat that this could be a time when you're really relishing your own independence and going your own road, not necessarily conforming or caving under pressure. First card for Cat is where it's best to place your focus. And we see another cat on here with the lion of the Strength card. And strength is all about self-control. Taking charge of something that feels unruly or out of control in your own life and taming that energy every day through good choices and good decisions. The woman on the Strength card represents your higher self. The lion represents your animal nature, your desires, or something in your life that just feels out of control. And it's time to exert a little bit of self-control this next week. If you're wondering, how do I make this situation better, or how do I feel better about what's happening, the Strength card could just say, exert a little bit of self-control. It's going to change the entire dynamic. And so instead of letting your mind get overrun by the thing that feels out of control, you're taking ownership and control over it. The advice from your inner wisdom, however, is to pace yourself whenever we see the Five of Swords. This card warns you not to take on more than you can handle. And so maybe these corrections that you're trying to implement need to be handled bit by bit instead of trying to do everything all at once. So Five of Swords is saying to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room and to really take your time with this. We see that squire who's picking up 3 swords for now and leaving 2 for later. 5 is just too much for him to handle. So he's thinking smartly, and he's going to come up with a strategy for how much he can take. So I feel like that's going to be also the vibe that's going to be around Cat. And then finally, the mythic archetype that is going to help you. There's Artemis again. She comes up all the time. I think she also might have a dog on the card. Now, she's got the dog on the card, not the wolf. But Artemis is associated with nature, your instincts, and also the moon. I just feel like, this is going to be a time as well for balance for Cat, where you're trusting your instincts. You're really following your own nature. And you're also gaining ownership and control over your own feelings. And yet you're also balancing that with not totally letting yourself be ruled by your instincts and your nature, balancing it against a strategy, a plan for self-improvement. I think that that's going to be golden. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always go to elliotoracle.com and schedule a tarot session with me. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.